Okay, so no pictures today, just a shoddy video with a shoddy video camera. You are aboard Venture Zulu Alpha 634 and you're en route from Saltby to Fenland. In fact, we've just arrived at Fenland. We have descended dead side. We're now base, and if you look to the right, underneath the right wing of the Venture, you can see Fenland's grass runway. We're now about to turn downwind, and it will cut very quickly from downwind to crosswind, and as we turn onto final, Rich is P1, he's going to roll wings level for final approach onto runway 18. On that particular day, the wind was 190, between 7 and 9 knots, so not too bad, but even with that little bit of crosswind, you can still see the Venture's nose sticking out to the left as we slightly crab in onto the runway. Fenland's runway itself has got a displaced threshold. If you can look carefully, you'll see in a minute a car crossing right to left, hence the displaced threshold, and hence we don't want to land on the car. Now, with the Venture, it's a very simple approach. The throttle's pulled back to around 750 RPM, and we're just about to deploy the air brakes. The air brakes which stabilise the aircraft but increase the drag at the same time. There goes the car, hence why we don't want to land on the car. We want to land beyond the arrows, which you can see now coming up. You also see on your right hand side, when the camera pans to the right, aircraft backtracking along the taxiway, not a problem. Here comes arrow number 1, here comes arrow number 2, and we're going to present the wheels to the grass, runway 18 markers, and we're down. Now you've got to remember that because the Venture's only sort of got a sort of 2-foot clearance, if that, above the ground, it gets a bit bumpy when you actually roll out. It's going to be a very short run because of that wind. We're now turning right off the main runway onto the taxiway. Typical grass airfield, typical GA grass airfield anyway. You can see the little white markers depicting the main runway from the taxiway. And at this point, we're also talking to air traffic. At Fenland, air traffic is now just a basic air-to-ground service, and they're asking us to go right down to the bottom and park up at the, I think it's the whiskey threshold, sorry, Whiskey Hold. We'll park up there where there's plenty of space. If you look across to the right, you can see the hangars, the fuel point, and also the little control tower and the wonderful cafe they have there. And there's further hangars if you were to look further to the right. There's another bit of GA just recovering there onto runway 18. So thanks for following ZA634. Thanks for listening. Speak to you later. Cheers.